Are we live? My microphone is on. Y'all's sound is
Here.
on. And the hotkeys do work. What good news!
Yay! Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Welcome on in, everyone. Hello and welcome. We are here on Just Gaming Tingz. It's a podcast where we talk about gaming things. Can you even believe?
Imagine that.
Imagine talking about gaming things every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. You don't have to, because we're doing it. Hi, I'm Lynn Blend. I'm here with my fellow co-hosts, Dex.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Dex.
Hi.
Hi, Koga.
Hello.
Hi, Lotus.
Hi.
Welcome on in, everyone. Okay, for the first part of this podcast, it's pretty much just going to be me gushing about the Animal Crossing Direct because I'm the only one who really cares about Animal Crossing. But I figured we have to talk about it because like Twitter's exploding, or at least my Twitter's exploding. Literally, I feel like such a clown. I didn't even notice Froggy Chair. Did y'all know that Froggy Chair is coming back?
I have heard the legends of Froggy Chair.
I feel like such a clown. Okay, there's a chair that looks like a frog, and it was a New Leaf.
Funniest shit I've ever seen.
And everybody's been clamoring for it to come back, and it's finally coming back, and they didn't even address it because there was literally so much. I'm just gonna go through on like a super quick list of like the biggest things that are coming. We're gonna get Brewster and the Roost, a little coffee shop. We're gonna get Cap'n and new boat tours. We're gonna get an expansion to Harb's Island, which will allow like all the different merchant characters that come to the island to set up like permanent shops. There's a little group stretching thing where you can do like little stretches with your villagers. They're bringing in cooking and farming. Okay, I feel like a genius because I called this. I feel like such a genius because I literally called this. So you can grow a bunch of different kinds of vegetables and you can cook with them. And I'm just like, you can now hang stuff from the ceiling, like lights and shelves and stuff. They updated the camera app so you can do like first person camera. They're bringing back gyroids, which I also called.
Finally.
Because
the only part of Animal Crossing that matters is finally here.
I know. I love like the confusion of like people who only started with New Horizons are like, what the fuck are the gyroids? And then everybody else is like, gyroids.
I love them. I can't wait to see what like the smart music people do with them.
Yes, I'm so excited for that. And then we got like a bunch of like smaller like quality of life updates. Villagers can now visit your home and will invite you over to their home, which I know people have been asking for since the beginning. And then after like just a ton of like rapid fire, like expanded storage, new fence types, customizing your fences, like whoa, we were all just like reeling. And then there was the wording of this was really interesting to me. They said this is going to be the last free major content update for this game. So I feel like a lot of people are like dissecting every portion of that. They mean like this is the last update, this is the last free update, this is the last major update. Like, but we did get some clarification a little bit right after this that they're going to be starting to release DLCs, and the first one of those is going to be Happy Home Paradise, which is basically if y'all are familiar with Happy Home Designer for the 3DS, it's basically that, but it's not the price of a full game. It's like a whole new game but like half the price of a full game, which yes, iconic. And this means there's going to be new house customization features that you'll be able to use on your own island. You can design vacation homes for your villagers. iconic. Love it. And they're also, I love that they like snuck this in there, and it wasn't a huge like major thing. The Series 5 of Amiibo cards are coming back, which includes a ton of new villagers, and they didn't even really address it. They just flashed them up on screen. Everybody was just like, whoa! Like, it's so wild to me that, like, they didn't even address that there's going to be a ton of new villagers on these Amiibo cards that are just, like, being introduced to the game.
They probably didn't want them to sell out immediately within a second, so they were probably like, let's show it and go.
Yeah.
You know it's gonna be a nightmare getting those Amiibos, though. Like,
Right.
Are they already up for pre-order?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So my thoughts on the Amiibos, I feel like I'm just gonna wait, because, like, I know there's gonna be just a feeding frenzy of trying to get these Amiibos right away, and I don't want to deal with that, and I don't want to pay scalper prices, so I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait till the prices go back down to normal. But yeah, I wanted to get y'all's opinions. I know y'all aren't as into Animal Crossing as I am, so y'all are not like...
The only three here today are the ones who don't really care about Animal Crossing, and I am so sorry.
I know y'all aren't going to be like fully like pooping like I got my toilet at the ready. But I did want to get y'all's opinions on some of these updates, because I know there are people like me who are just like, oh my god, excited. They did everything we've asked for and more. And then there's people that are like, this should have been part of the base game. What? And then there's people that are kind of like, ooh, this is the last free update. Ooh. So I wanted to get y'all's opinions on some of that stuff and see if y'all had any thoughts.
Well, I'm both of those last statements. But also, I just wanted to get this clarification. So, like, everything announced, like, on this list that we have, prior to the Happy Home Paradise DLC, is all of that free? And then the Happy Home Paradise is going to be something else? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was nervous about. I thought this was all going to be the paid thing.
No. Everything before the Happy Home Paradise is a free update. It's Animal Crossing New Horizons 2.0.
Okay.
It's all part of the free update.
So yes, definitely wish this could have been in the game. It should have been base game. The original game should not have been $60. I'd say like a hefty 50 or 40 at the very most. Because that did not feel like a full game to a lot of people. Because if a game like that falls off after a couple months, like, that's not a full game.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that they got all of this stuff added at the very least, so that's good. Definitely needed more storage.
Yeah.
Definitely needed all of these other little life changes, quality of life changes, but hopefully Animal Crossing will get more, because I don't see some stuff that they need to add still, so we'll just wait.
I know there's gonna be like people out there that are like, I still can't mass craft fish bait.
Oh, yeah, that literally rotten hell Nintendo just for that specifically. Like, the amount of bait I used when I was trying to get fish, and it would literally just take me like 20 to 30 minutes of clicking just to craft bait was absolute fucking hell.
Right. But yeah, I wanted to, Koga and Lotus, I know y'all, like, absolutely do not play this game, but I still wanted to, like, get y'all's, like, would any of these things, like, come into the game? Huh?
What's happening with game?
Like, would
so
any of these make you
guess
play?
it's like, cause I don't play, so it's like I have no idea this stuff. I mean, it's good that it's still getting updates. Outside of the story we're gonna talk about later, did they mention like the price by itself of what the expansion is gonna be?
If you buy it on its own, it's $24.99.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't say did they say what's gonna be in that expansion?
They did. They went on like a whole a thing about that. I didn't like go super into detail on that just for time's sake. But it's basically, if you're familiar with Happy Home Designer, it's Happy Home Designer. You
I'm not.
you go to like another island, and you basically meet other villagers, and you design homes for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it includes a lot of like new home customization features that you can use on your own island. And you get to make vacation homes for different villagers on this like other island that has like different environments, and everything's like super customizable, like way more customizable than normal. So that's kind of the gist of that.
I mean, as long as the price that they're charging is worth the DLC, I mean, I don't think people have maybe too much of an issue with it. But unfortunately, I'm like completely not in touch, so I don't know what is and what is worth it. Like someone could say,
Right.
like, I have no idea because I don't know how to. I guess what to really base it off of because I don't even know what was there at launch. So I'm sorry, I'm just lost.
No worries, no worries. Basically, the way that I see it is like with Happy Home Designer, they released it as an entirely separate game for full price back when it was on the 3DS. So it's basically like they're releasing a new version of Happy Home Designer, but for half the price. And it's like a whole new game. So I'm like
triple the price if you only want Happy Home Designer and not New Horizons.
True.
Yeah.
Well, you could probably find it cheap. On eBay somewhere.
No, because it's
yeah,
DLC.
if you
have
still
to
have
have
your
the base
3DS.
game. Oh, on the 3DS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to kind of get y'all's I think y'all know I'm so excited that they added new vegetables in cooking. That was one of the things that I was like, I would kind of reach down on a limb for, like, as after they added the pumpkins, I was like, what if they add more vegetables? What if you could cook? And now you can. And I am so excited to like live my farmer life. I'm putting a farm on Yeehaw land. I have like a pumpkin patch there now. I'm absolutely putting a whole farm there. Norma and Tipper, these beautiful lesbian cows that are married, they're gonna run the farm, and I'm so excited. Oh my god! Oh, I could design a vacation home for Norma and Tipper to live together on like a vacation island. Oh my! I'm ready. I'm planning everything. I'm planning content already. I'm like on it.
Content creator Lynn Blend has logged on.
Exactly. I'm so ready. But this actually leads really nicely into Coco's story for the week, because you're going to be able to get Happy Home Paradise as part of
The Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. This is all over the place. So when you get this expansion pack, which is coming out on October 25th, this DLC is included. Now, if you don't have the game like me, neat. But for everyone else, what it seems, at least online currently, we'll see when this thing comes out, a lot of people are not happy about this. So the reason being is because the price for a year is going up from $19.99 to $49.99. And the family plan is going from $34.99 to $79.99. And what's getting added to this is some Nintendo 64 games and Sega Genesis games, and again, the DLC. And for a lot of people, it doesn't seem to be worth it. Now, I guess you could say kind of a plus is that this isn't required for Nintendo's, like, I wouldn't even say mediocre. It's kind of below that online service. It's not good. People can't talk online, which, I mean, I don't have an issue with that because I just mute people as soon as I get the opportunity because I don't talk to randos. Sorry. But you have to like use your phone or something, and they haven't made it great. Like the store is still slow for me sometimes, and I'm sometimes like, is it my internet? No, it's just their store. So they haven't really done anything to upgrade that. And at first, when they originally made the Nintendo Switch Online thing, which might have been like 2 years ago or something, we thought that it was going to be a service, and then okay, here is like, you know, the NES and Super Nintendo came later, but that was going to be like a bonus for that. It kind of feels like now the older games are just going to be like as a service. So now that it's going to be $50 a year, people are feeling that that's not a whole lot. But of course, because you can play some of these games in other ways. Like they added Super Mario 64. I mean, if you have the All-Star Collection, you can get that. A good portion of the Sega Genesis games are on the Genesis Collection thing that's on the Switch. So it's quite a bit. Now, if you do the family plan and you got like 7 other of the homies that can help you out, it'll be like $10 a month. Oh, a year. Jesus Christ. A year per person, which isn't bad. But it's kind of like, my concern about this is at some point, they're going to want to add like Game Boy Advance, maybe GameCube. Like, is that just going to stack? And how much? Oh, are we going to eventually have to pay $100 to play a bunch of games online? And I really don't know what they're really trying to do with this. Like for $50, you're asking quite a bit for a lot of people, especially older games when people like. There's been a big talk of emulation for the past week. And it's like you kind of are making it to where that's a more logical approach with this price. I mean, you can play online, but again, their online kind of sucks. And I know most of you delinquents out here are on Wi-Fi, so we know how that works. But I don't know. It's for some people it's going to be all right, but for the most people online, it seems like it's going to be a big problem. But I know a lot of fans like to complain and buy anyway. Like the Nintendo 64 controllers are all sold out. It's sold out in like 2 to 3 hours, so I can't get one. So, but the Genesis controller is still there because that sucks.
I don't know why people are saying the N64 is any better. I can't play it anymore.
It's nostalgia.
So
I never want to hold that thing ever again.
Literally.
I mean, it sucks, but the thing is about the Genesis one is that it's 3 buttons instead of the 6. You can get the 6 if you have a Japanese account. I don't get that one, but yeah, the Nintendo 64 controller does suck, which is why, like, okay, so I have like this thing here. Oh my god, this thing here. Like trying to set this up on like emulation sometimes can be a big pain because it's just it's mostly because of the C button. So if you try to like set this up with like any other controller, like an Xbox or PlayStation, you'll probably have to like reconfigure it for every single game. But the controller was also weird, and I don't know. But that's what Nintendo's doing right now. They're just charging lots of money, and people don't seem too thrilled about it. But like I said, I'll wait till it comes out because I don't trust a lot of people to be completely angry and then it just sells anyway. Like people was upset about the OLED model. That sold out like ridiculously in Japan.
Yeah, that's the thing about Nintendo fans, and I say this as a Nintendo fan. We're gonna complain, but we're gonna give them our money anyway. Like that's just what being a Nintendo fan's like. For me, like I feel like it's worth it if you have like 7 friends that can be like your family, and it's only $10 a year, and you want to play Happy Home Paradise because like it's $10 a year for that, and all the older like Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis games. Great, but like I feel like it's not like super worth it right now. I wanna keep my eye on this. I wanna see what else they add. If they start adding like Game Boy Color games, Game Boy Advance games, I'll be like, ooh, like a little bit more tempted. But like, I don't know if it's worth it for just the DLC, like especially on an individual membership, because like if you just want the DLC, you can just get the DLC for $24.99 and then you own it, you know? But I'm gonna kind of like watch and see what else they add, because like I think this could be interesting for like because for Pokemon Sword and Shield they added a DLC to those games last year. I'm thinking like what if they start adding like Pokemon DLC and they start doing DLC for like all the Pokemon games instead of like a third game, and they start adding those, and then like I feel like after a while it'll start to add up to the point where it's worth it, but I don't know if it's worth it right now, especially on like an individual plan.
Right.
What do y'all think? Lotus?
I'm not sure about something adding up for a Nintendo subscription, considering base Nintendo Switch Online is a bad online and like, hey, do you guys want to play Ghosts and Goblins after like 3 or 4 years or whatever it is? I mean, I don't know. It's funny that we're talking about $10 a year being so much money. It's really not, but it's it's the precedent that it sets from Nintendo, I think, where they're very clearly stating at this point that the Nintendo Switch is an emulation machine capable of emulating all past popular Nintendo games. So why we're pretending that emulation is a bad thing, I don't understand. Why we're pretending that these games are worth money, to be quite frank, is strange to me. It's just a little weird. Like the list of Nintendo 64 games that they've revealed so far is pretty short, and I mean it has
It's only
has
like 3 or 4
two,
games, right?
It's
It's
like
like 9.
10, yeah, 9 or 10.
Oh,
And it has the 2 big 64 hitters in Super Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time, but it's like, you know,
Star Fox.
Oh, Star
Star
Fox.
Fox.
True. I said big hitters. Star Fox is, medium.
It came with a Rumble pack. That's a big hit.
Yeah, I just don't know. It's weird. It's always weird for me when a AAA studio does something like this. It's always weird for me when a AAA game from a AAA studio that has very clearly been planned and budgeted years ahead of time comes out with paid DLC. Like it was weird when Marvel's Spider-Man had been out for 3 months and then they announced that there was going to be paid DLC for Black Cat. Like that was weird. This is weird. I know it's been a long time since Animal Crossing came out, but yeah, it's like all this stuff is kind of wrapped up in one big announcement, and all of it is just like slightly off, which is kind of, I feel like, the story of Nintendo for the past maybe year and a half. It's just slightly off, and something feels really weird.
Just Nintendo moving to the beat of their own drums, and we're just following.
The Donkey Kong bongos that are no longer available for purchase. Thank you.
Yeah. For me, it's like I see that the individual membership is like about the average price that it is for like Xbox Live and PS Plus. But then it's like I do have to give it to them that I believe they're the only service that has a family plan, right? Like they're the only system that has a family plan, right? So like that's good, I think. Like I do genuinely like that Nintendo actually did something for once and has a family plan, so it's easier for like everybody to spend money and so people can like share accounts and stuff. But like either way, like I am like also worried that this is going to have them like stack on even more of a price to it when they add more stuff. But all I know is if they try to increase more for fucking GBA and GBA advanced games, I'm going to run away. Like, how are you going to like charge more for some pixels? Like,
yeah, I don't think they would raise the price.
Right. Like, I kind of get that they're adding 3D games right now, but like if they go back and go GBA and like add on like another like 10, 20 something dollars, it's not going to make any sense to me at all.
Yeah, because it seemed like they were starting off at like 10, and then I mean, if you look at this, it's kind of like 15. I mean, Nintendo 64, I guess maybe they would have charged more for that. I do know with the Sega Genesis games, there was licensing that came with that.
Right.
That might have been, but I mean, your everyday person doesn't care. They don't know it, they don't care. So it's like, and plus your Nintendo, you could have. I honestly thought it was going to be around 40. So I didn't expect it to be like 50. I was like, it's probably going to be 40. But no, it's 50. So, I mean, for some people, it's going to be worth it, but for some people, it's not. It's just not, especially if the games aren't something you want to play, or you already have, or you're an emulation junkie. I mean, it's just not going to be for everyone. But I mean, we won't know how well it does until it comes out, and then they, I guess, release how many numbers of how many memberships they have with it. Because I mean, this is the same thing I've been saying for like a while, is that a lot of people can be upset on the internet, but they can be a loud minority. So while it can seem like it's bad, it'll probably still do well. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Gonna at least I'm trying to probably see if I get my roommates to do the family plan because we live together. We're like family. We're gonna watch Fast and the Furious later, actually. So
Aw.
family. But I mean, for me, it would probably if the online worked well, I would probably be more okay with it. Like I would love to. I
So
mean, I can do it on
very
the
that.
computer, but it sucks.
Right.
But I would like to play Star Fox 64 and shoot some people out of the sky. Mario Tennis. Maybe make a Mario Party. Put the Mario parties on there, even though they're about to release this other version. That's supposed to
You
be
can do
like
it with older
multiple
Mario
games in there.
Party.
Yeah, they can do that one.
Yeah.
But it would have to be good. But I haven't tried it because I'm scared to play these games online. Because I don't know. I play Smash online and it hurts.
It hurts
But
physically.
yeah, but we'll have to see how it goes. But I wouldn't be surprised if it does well. I mean, I know a lot of people are upset, but if it does well, I'm like, yeah, sounds about right. I mean, I can't say that I would never try it. I probably, because $50 isn't a lot. So
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, especially since like the only thing I would really be using out of this for now, like until they add more stuff, is gonna be Happy Home Paradise. So I'd rather just buy it outright and just have it forever than like pay a month, like a yearly subscription for it,
right, because next year you may not want to, and then they take the DLC, and the DLC will still be full price.
Right.
Unless you save up some of those, gold coins that you get for purchasing in the store, so they can, reward you for spending your money.
Right. Oh, we gave you like 1% back. Oh my god. Imagine.
Yeah, it's a very like milquetoast version of Xbox Game Pass, except not as many games that are not new, and also calling it Nintendo Switch Online is weird. Take the L and change the name already. Call it something else. Call it Nintendo Online Library or something, because no one wants this for the online. Not only should it be free, it's also garbage.
Yeah, but they probably definitely noticed that people paying for online for PlayStation and Xbox was like, well, we can do that. People pay $60 a year. We can do 20. Now we can do 50.
Right.
Fear.
Do you want to get into a very upsetting story for this week?
A tangentially related upsetting story?
Yeah.
Wait, is that me?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay. I was just checking. I didn't want to talk over somebody. But yeah. So a company who you may or may not know called Mercury Steam, who developed this little game that came out recently called Metroid Dread, have recently been having reports of like workplace abuse and kind of treating employees poorly. Unfortunately, this isn't super widely reported on because this is a Spanish company, so all the reports about it are in Spanish. But we live in the year of our Lord and Savior 2021, and Google Translate will do okay, and you can understand what's going on. But like the first kind of controversy that Metroid Dread had was a bunch of artists who had worked on it being like, "Yay, the game's out! Why isn't my name in the credits? Huh? I can see my assets in the trailer. Every major area of the game has stuff that I worked on. Why am I not being credited? That's weird." And the company Mercury Steam basically said that there's only two ways to get your name in the credits. You either have to have worked on at least a quarter of the project's total development time, or it has to be a substantial, important contribution. Like, I guess maybe if you drew the box art. But then there are these employees saying, like, if you watch the trailer, you can see a cinematic I made. Like, how is that not substantial enough? While other employees who had been credited were saying, they never told us about that. Nobody ever mentioned a number to get credited. We just assumed, that if you work on something, you get credited for it. And this becomes more of a problem because I'm not sure if this is only in Spain or if this is across most areas of the world, but the employees can't really claim that they worked on that game because of IP and copyright laws. So if they're going to a new employer and trying to get hired, they can't say they worked on it. The only evidence they have is them being in the credits, and they're not. So they can't even prove that they were there. And this is just part one of the saga. There's also, of course, game development complaints about HR, a lot of complaints from the human resources department where they say, yeah, I thought they would help me, but they actually like got me docked an entire month of pay. Other people had the same problem as me, but they were handled fine. So like, it's just not consistent. We don't know what's going on. Other employees saying that everything at the company, whether it's your salary, how HR treats you, how other people treat you, what projects you get put on, is based in how much higher ups personally like you, which red flag zone. There's another like weird thing that is kind of indicative of weird company culture where they say there's not a lot of hierarchy within like sub studios or subgroups rather. So like you have the art team and there's like one person above the art team and then everyone else is just employees. It's like nobody knows exactly what's going on. They're not allowed to discuss their pay. Just a lot of really concerning things coming out of that studio. Like a lot of the employees talked about a culture of punishment, and some of them even think that they were removed from the credits because certain people didn't like them or they maybe worked too slowly at some point during development, so they're being punished by not having their names in the credits. A lot of them, or an employee who did speak out said that he's pretty sure so many other employees aren't speaking out because of that culture of punishment, because they think that if they know who they are, the higher ups will completely ruin their careers in Spain, like game development scene. It's just really rough, and it's unfortunate because, as like the article that we're quoting says, and as a lot of people have said, Metroid Dread is, based on reviews and public perception and everything, the best game to ever be made in Spain, the best game that's to ever come out of Spain, and like this is the studio that helped make it. And also there's some, of course, because it's 2021, there is some COVID stuff of them saying like we had to return to work because online was not available and we were way too close to each other. There was no glass separating us. They didn't trust us to clean the microwave, so they just took the microwaves away so we couldn't eat hot food while we were at work. Like, just some really rancid stuff, and I would really enjoy if more United States and more English speaking studios would report on this, because it's a lot, and multiple different Spanish news orgs have reported on it, and it's just like dead silence while everybody talks about how great Metroid Dread is. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I was baffled that like there's literally like no English resources, like news publications talking about this. And yet like everybody is talking about Metroid Dread, but like nobody is talking about like the conditions and where it was made. And like the COVID, like the non-existent COVID safety precautions completely blew my mind. Like, because like I think it's reasonable to expect like, yeah, everybody went through it during the pandemic. Like there's going to be stuff that was cut. There's going to be stuff that not every game's going to be like as like according to like the vision that it was supposed to be, because like changes had to be made because COVID. But like the fact that they didn't let them telework, the fact that like they didn't have any kind of COVID safety precautions and put these people in danger for a game is just mind-blowing to me. Like I don't know how you can like do that. And like any time, and this goes for any industry, any company, it's a huge red flag if any company doesn't want you to discuss your salary with your coworkers. They're not allowed to stop you from discussing your salary with your coworkers. Like I don't know how the laws are everywhere else in the world, but I know at least in the US, like they're legally not allowed to stop you from discussing your salary with your coworkers. So that they can't do things like, give people praises because they like them, or like play favorites like that, or like discriminate against people like covertly and like pay them less. Like there's a reason why like they're not allowed to forbid you from talking about your salary with your coworkers, and that's like a huge red flag to me. So I wanted to Dex, what did you think about this? Like, were there any things that jumped out at you in here?
I literally like when I just started reading it and like the leader or whatever was like, "Oh, the company had room for everyone," and then they proceeded to immediately lay off the entire team except 2 people in QA. I knew this story was going to be going somewhere that I did not like or enjoy, and it was so much I feel going on. Like they documented like a lot of this shit, and I'm pretty sure obviously there's going to be more that aren't here in front of us right now, but like there's already like so much information here, and it's like especially when it was talking about how like people were getting rejected the same salary for the same positions. Like they literally asked like this person got a bonus and like they're about to go to the same position, so why can't I? And then like he got punished for speaking up, and the other person probably got punished too because you're quote unquote not supposed to talk about salaries. Just like blows my mind. Like I hate how either legal or unethical like things can get, and just like nothing is there to like stop it. Like it takes so much work for like the unethicalness to just like stop, and I just hate that we can't progress to where we don't need to have to worry about this anymore.
Right. I would love to just be able to like play a game without having to worry like it's made in horrible conditions. I would
Yeah.
love that.
I just want to play a game and be like, wow, I absolutely know 100% that the company was like treated fairly.
Right.
Like, we just have to pray.
It seems pretty much like it's impossible to even have the idea that it could be that a game comes out and the work conditions weren't complete crap, because it just seems like it's so normal, and it's like I don't know what can really be done about it. I mean, it feels like even to a point where even just trying to talk about these things and bring it up doesn't do enough. Like like we just had the whole thing, like with Blizzard and how that's going, and it's like that honestly hasn't gone as you would hope. And I mean, because like they got like well, I don't know, I guess they got in some more trouble. Every time I turn around, it's something else. But it doesn't really seem to, do anything enough for them to make them change. Because like they make the games that people want to make, and they're going to be bought. And then it's like you don't know what any of these other companies are doing behind the scenes either. And it's kind of like it just doesn't feel like it feels like almost. I mean, I don't know. It's to the point when I really think about it. It's like anything you buy, like including like this, this cloth, could probably be made in like a bad condition. I mean, it can, and it's like outside of just talk about, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what to do from here, because it just seems like this. It's like more needs to be done, and more people need to be forward. But it's like it's also like within the industry, and if they can make that stuff happen and just get away with it, they're going to. Like a lot of things I've been hearing is things I've been hearing like since like the 2000s. So it's like I'm not really too sure what can change, because again, some of them, it does put some of these developers' career at risk, and they don't want to, and they're not going to run a risk that. I mean, some or want to speak up, but some just may not be in a situation to do that, because the career goes down the toilet. What happens to them, their family, potentially children. So I mean, it's something they may want to, but just not in a situation to be able to do that. When it comes to outlets to this one, I mean, I didn't see anyone. The most I've seen about Metroid was how well it's doing, emulation, and people mad at Kotaku and PC Gamer. Mostly Kotaku. I don't know why them specifically, but whatever.
I think it was because they openly had an article talking about how it like runs great on emulation, like right off the bat. Was like why people are kind of angry at Kotaku.
And PC Gamer did too, though.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it was they both did. It's just that
it was that kind of like backwards like reputation thing where people are like, oh, let's hate on Kotaku when like another company also made the same article. So it was like a whole backwards thing for when
Kotaku has a lot of bad will, like basically everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but I mean, hopefully within a few days, maybe this will come up. But I mean, I had to be honest. Even if they do talk about it, I don't know what's going to change. And I hate to say that, because it sounds like a very defeated thing to say, but it's like don't really know what to do except, just make people aware.
Yeah.
Also because it's in like another country too. So like even like logistically, like if we want to do something over here, we can't do it for over there that
Yeah,
well.
that is true.
Right.
Because I was talking to someone about that like before, like how Saudi Arabia is. 'Cause I know like we watch wrestling and WWE goes over there, and it's like,
Oh,
oh God, I'm like, we can't. I mean, regardless of how messed up that sounds, like we can't do anything about how they handle things over there.
mhm.
Which is like,
God, don't even get me started on the WWE Saudi Arabia thing because I will go on a tangent.
The bottom line is that game developers need to unionize across the board, and we need to help them. The exact same way that
Yeah.
the IATSE is doing right now, and just completely shutting down Netflix because get fucked for not treating your employees
Mhm.
well, basically.
right.
Literally, yeah.
I don't know. I do think we are heading
Yep.
that way. Not only are more game devs talking about it openly, not only are more indie studios coming out and saying like, "Hey, you're only gonna work 4 days a week, and if you want to work more, too bad. That we're not doing more than that." Even the studio, Mercury Steam in the article said that they don't crunch, which is like that's great, half of a star, because the bar on the floor has been breached, and that is it. But it's just
The
stuff
bar
like
is
that.
underground.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And the thing is too that like especially for game development, the industry is so not sustainable at this point. The average age of a game developer is so low because they burn out so quickly. So I do at least hope that game development is an art and people are so passionate about it that we are going towards that point where we can actually get real like big unions in the industry. But definitely more work needs to be done. I'm definitely getting like shadows of Red Dead Redemption 2 with this story where people are like, yeah, at some of those studios they had to work 100-hour weeks and they had to like watch snuff films so they could get all the gore correct. And then it was, the highest rated game of the year and everybody forgot about it after like a few months. So yeah. I also do need the vote with your wallet thing to go a little bit farther. People have this weird concept that if they don't buy the game, the employees will not be paid. The employees were on contract. They already got paid and they do not get paid more. So put that out of your mind. And if if a game studio treats its employees like garbage, pirate it. I don't care.
Right. Right. Like they I feel like we've said this so many times. They already got paid. Like
They already got
Right.
paid. That's the
You're
bottom
not
line.
doing this for
They
the
already
devs.
got paid. And you know what? How are
Like-
they going to get paid more if some of them ain't even in the credits? Let's get into that.
exactly.
Right.
Like do you really think that they would that money would go to them if they're not even
Right.
in the credits of the game? And the moral of the story, they already got paid. They already got paid.
Absolutely.
And I hate people using that as an excuse to like support like
So weird.
shitty people.
Just say
Be like,
you want to play the game, bro.
I
Just
said-
say
just
it's
say-
your
just
guilty
say you want to play the
pleasure.
game and you don't care.
Right.
Like-
They just want to feel morally better
Mm-hmm.
because they're about to be immoral.
Right. It's like just say you want to play the game that you don't care. It's fine. Like I mean it's not fine, but like it's better than being like, oh, I'm doing this to support the devs.
It's not
Right.
fine, but it is
So I'm-
true.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Thankfully that's like the like most depressing story of the week. We can get into a bit of a lighter. So
Yes.
Dex, do you want to take it away with that?
Yes. Back to the relaxingness of like, island life. Final Fantasy XIV hinted at it before at the first announcements of what's coming in Endwalker, but we got a little bit more information about something called Island Sanctuary, which is going to be kind of in a sense similar to like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing. And it's basically just going to be like you're going to be pioneering a deserted island and you can like grow and farm and have animals and stuff. So I think it's going to be really cute because like from what we know before is that you can have your like little minions, which are like the little pets and stuff that you can get throughout the game. You can like send them, like have them like I guess physically out there on the island sanctuary, which I think would be really cute.
Oh,
But it's
that
just
is
supposed to just be
cute.
like a small little area that you can like chill at, and like you can build it, but like it's not required to anybody. It's like it's there if you want it. You can let it go if you don't want it. So there's no like real incentive or push to, but they just have it so that you can just like chill, and then you can also invite friends over and like idly chat and hang out on your own little island sanctuary. So I believe it's going to be kind of like in a sense kind of like instance housing, which is what they currently don't have. So I believe that it's going to be their form of instance housing, which I think is going to be really good if that's the case. So I just have to say I'm really excited for this. I'm ready to like not just be like, what do I do in this game? Because everything else I need to do is like so intense, and
Right.
I can just like run away and farm for a bit. So I'm excited
Yeah.
for that. But I wanted to know what y'all felt.
I'm so excited. Okay, I've been taking quite like what's turning out to be like a several month break from 14
Mhm.
because like I enjoy the game so much. I enjoy the story of the game, and I love like I love the things that not necessarily everybody else is super excited by. I love like the botany and the
Mm-hmm.
crafting and stuff like
Loves to
that. I love
fish.
just like running out in the woods with my scythe and like collecting like grass and stuff. So like this is absolutely my thing. I feel like a lot of like the raid content does kind of stress me out. Like it's not a super big like selling point of the game for me. So the like having this place where I can just like put off going into going into dungeons that I'm too scared to do, and I can just like go to cute little island and like basically like play Animal Crossing for a minute. That sounds like heaven to me. I'm so excited to see all the minions running around. I didn't even know
Yes.
about that. Like I I'm so excited to see all my little minions just vibing.
Yeah.
So I'm pumped about this. This is probably gonna get me to come back. What a because like Lotus and Coke, I don't think either of y'all play 14, do you?
I haven't played
No.
14 in like 6 years.
Yeah, I did part of the free trial in the past year, and I thought it was okay. You know, like it's not
Mm.
really my thing. I'm not like an MMO girly. Uh if I didn't have to pay however many dollars a month, I would play it a lot because so many of my friends have
Right.
it, but it's just not for me. But I think this is really
Yeah.
good. I will talk all the smack in the universe on Final Fantasy XIV, Square Enix, and Yoshi P in particular. But I do think it's a really good idea to give 14 fans like a more creative thing to do, because I do find that the community is really creative. They do a lot of interesting things. I imagine some
Yeah.
people will be like holding their little concerts in their island sanctuaries for sure, and that's something to look
Oh,
forward
that's gonna
to.
be so cute. Yeah, absolutely. And like not every it's such a pain in the ass to get a house. So like being
I've
able
heard.
to for like everybody to be able to have a space where they can like exercise their creativity and like have their own space. I just think is iconic.
Yeah,
Well,
I think it's pretty cool for people who want that and just may not want to go in and do quests, fights, and all that. So I mean, to add something a little extra for the fan base, especially for this one. Like I said, I haven't played it in years, but I've seen enough on how the community is in a positive way, and how I think that this will be very good for them. So I think it's a pretty cool addition. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm more of a fighting type person, but I mean I can't say that I wouldn't like at least check it out and see what was going on.
And like the fact that it's like nothing bad happens if you don't want to do it. I love
Right.
that too. Cause like I know this isn't gonna be everybody's thing, but like
It's just something there for people who want that, and I think that's great.
exactly. Exactly.
we love to see it.
We wanna wrap up with another Lotus original story.
It's always me who. Well, actually, I was gonna say it's always me who brings the depressing ones. Technically, this isn't a depressing one. This is a follow up
It's
that is more
yeah.
lighthearted to a
Way
previous
to end on like
depressing
a lighter
story.
note.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So I mean, I think we actually talked about this on the podcast like a month or two ago, probably.
Yeah, so this is a
Um,
follow-up.
right, yeah, but Epic Games, little indie studio, you might have heard of them, who made Fortnite. They made a sub game mode, a creative game mode called Fortnite Imposters, which was basically just Among Us. And as we said then, Among Us did not invent the real life game Mafia, but it was very, very clearly aping Among Us and the particular mechanics and verbiage and everything that Among Us uses. Innersloth, the developers behind Among Us, were like, what the heck? Like, we're so open to collaborating with people. Why wouldn't they just ask us? It doesn't make any sense. But now they are perhaps potentially teasing that there will be some kind of crossover. I think we said this as well. Like, why wouldn't they just do a crossover? It's literally perfect for the player bases of these two
Right.
games. Having a goofy Among Us skin, or having emotes that are the silly little kills, or something like that. So we're not super sure if this is a direct thing, but Fortnite has acknowledged that the imposters mode was directly like inspired by Among Us. The company accounts have been tweeting back and forth a little bit when they weren't before. And yeah, we'll see. I do believe the founder, or maybe the social media person at Innersloth, was reached out for comment by the author of this article, and they just said "LOL, nice," and nothing else. So like, I don't know what that means exactly, but
Right.
hopefully
It means
it's something
LOL
cool.
nice.
It means LOL nice.
Screaming. Yeah, I definitely think this is like the best possible outcome to this situation, because like I
It feels
to
bad.
imagine, yeah, like to imagine that Epic was just gonna be like, oh, this is totally not inspired by Among Us. It's absolute. We've never even heard of it. When they literally, like, the people who make Among Us, like, are so like would have absolutely collaborated with them anyway. Like, they've collaborated with other games.
Mhm.
Like, this seems like a perfect match, and like the fact that Fortnite would just like basically like rip off Among Us without even like insulting them, it's just such a bummer. So I feel like this is probably like the best possible outcome for this situation. They like acknowledge that, yeah, like we were directly inspired by Among Us, and like there might be things happening in the future coming soon, TM. So I'm glad that we got like a good resolution to this. What y'all think, Dex or Koga?
I'm curious if they're doing a partnership, what they do. I'm just like, girl, that's scared. What the hell the Among Us skins are gonna look like in fucking Fortnite? I'm nervous.
It's gonna be terrible. That's cursed content right there. They're gonna be
Yeah.
terrifying.
The thing is, they're so rotund. I think that it would break like the hitboxes of the game, right? So I think it would probably be like an NPC or something.
Oh, it might be a backpack, maybe. They might have like an assortment
little
of like the
backpack.
backpack
Yeah, that
things.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
that would
Oh,
actually be
backpack
cute.
would be adorable.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Yes.
emotes, backpack, NPC.
Yeah.
You could have maybe like a little friend, like you have little friends that follow you in Among Us.
Yeah, because you know how
That would
there's
be cute.
there's those ones that float now. Like there's the little baby Yoda's like a backpack, but there's other backpacks that will like float behind you, the little aliens. So
Oh yeah, that would be really cute.
we can
Yeah, that's basically my thoughts on it. What about you, Koga?
I think it's good that it came to a resolution that they can both agree with, and Fortnite, well, Epic more so, letting it be known that they were inspired by Among Us, because I mean, you were, and there's nothing wrong with letting that be known. So, I mean, I don't play Fortnite either, so I mean, it's kind of like this. It's just nice to see that it wasn't just. It didn't escalate to like a huge big problem, and it's something that at least we could be like, okay, this was a good resolution, cool. So
yeah, good to see stories have happy endings.
Right. Hopefully, anyways. I mean, what if it comes out? It's like we weren't gonna collaborate with them. I've been hurt before. I'm worried now.
It could
Oh
happen.
no.
They already opened the door. Now that someone might just open a little bit, might just walk through. Maybe they'll buy
Right.
it.
Oi.
Mm.
Epic Store exclusive. Among Us 2.
Among
Not
Us
bad.
too.
Oh my god,
More
imagine.
Among Us.
There's a second Among Us. I tried to do a thing.
no, it was good, and it was
It was
better
good.
because it was, a little strange.
Oh my god. Do we want to talk about what we've been playing?
Let's do that.
Dex, you want to tell us what you've been playing?
Not much. I was thinking of starting a game this week, but the way the Heart of the Cards went, absolutely nothing occurred. So I just only played Fortnite and a bit of 14, I believe. And that's about it.
Mercury's on that Gatorade. It's been a weird week for a lot of
Yeah, for sure.
God damn it, Mercury.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you?
So I mostly was just playing Super Metroid, as I've never played a Metroid game, believe it or not. This game doesn't tell me anything.
It sure doesn't.
It's not bad. It's just the only thing I don't like is I can't remember the name of it, where you have to use the swing. I can't remember the name of it, but I
Yes.
hate it. That's the only part I don't like. But that's really all I was playing, because I've just been going through that. Like, I didn't play a whole lot this week because I've been mostly busy, but that's mostly what I've been playing, because I was going to play that to then try Dread. But then, I already have Dread, so
Yeah,
might as well just play it.
Right.
Nintendo's like, hey, that's yours now.
Nintendo already got your money.
Yep.
Lotus, what about you?
I was gonna talk about this last time I was on, but I was like, you know what? Let me wait and make sure I actually like more of the end game of this. But I have been playing Cookie Run Kingdom, and I love it. And I have been making everyone I know download it. And we're all in a little guild, and we fight the red velvet cake dragon together every day, and it's so cute. But yeah, just to speak a little more seriously about it, I don't really play gacha games. I've never been a fan of them. Because be careful, literally. Because I know that I'm just susceptible to that type of thing, number one. Number two, if we're being honest, most of the gacha games are like a bunch of horny anime girlies that look 12 years old with big titties, and it just doesn't appeal to me. I just don't like it. It's not for me. But if you say there's gonna be a bunch of cute little cookies, I'm like, now you might have me. But yeah,
cute little cookies, not a titty in sight.
Not a titty in sight. Not a titty in sight. But yeah, I don't know. It's just really sweet. I rarely use the term wholesome because it can be kind of like weird. But it's just a nice little experience. It is free to play. I do know a lot of people who really like gachas and are just spending money like freely because they know that that's just how they want to play. But I haven't spent any money, and I'm pretty far. I don't feel super compelled to spend money. I'm sure that will change probably once I get to like really, really hard end game. But I'm like more than halfway through the main story. I have unnecessarily good gacha luck, so I'm like living my best like life with some of the rarest cookies in the game. Like I don't know, I'm just having a good time. It's just really cute. I enjoy a little auto run, and I like picking up my little cookies and dragging them around. I don't think I've played anything else new actually. No, I don't think so. It's mostly been that. Just playing a little bit every day, min-maxing.
Iconic. I am also addicted to Cookie Run. It's taken over my life.
Add me. I don't think we have each other.
Yeah, I don't think we've had each other. I'll definitely add you. I started playing like a few days ago, and I'm already in like the 4th stage out of I think like 10. I'm just like, wait, I think I'm in the 5th actually. So I'm a little bit like almost halfway through. I am living my best life. I am loving it. The thing is, like, I feel like with a lot of mobile games, you kind of hit like a ceiling where like it's like, okay, you're not going to be able to enjoy this game unless you sink money into it. And I
Right.
haven't hit that yet, and I don't know if I will. Like, I don't know if I've experienced like a gacha game that is that generous with like your polls and everything, because I've been able to make like at least like 20 to 30 like polls like every day,
Yeah.
just by playing normally. And I don't see myself like feeling like I need to spend money on this. And that's like such a wild thing for mobile games and gacha games, especially to me. I'm just like, they're not they're not robbing me. Like they're not coming to my house in the middle of the night and stealing all my money. Like, what is
Yes,
this?
literally. I will say, like, I've hit a bit of a ceiling. I'm at world
Mm,
9 out of 12. And like just to be
mm,
perfectly honest, like I've reached a point where I'm gonna have to kind of play idly for like a few days before I make more progress, and then I can make like a decent chunk of progress at once. But I feel like
yeah.
because it is a mobile game and it is a gacha game, I kind of knew that that was gonna happen. So
Mhm.
I had just been preparing for it casually and being honestly kind of like stingy with my resources. Like I wouldn't spend a lot.
Right.
Also, the cute thing is, if anyone was in high school when Clash of Clans came out, and you know that whole thing, Dex, I know you were, baby.
I
It's
didn't play it, but everybody was eating it
no,
up in high
I played it for a
school.
week and I hated it. But it's like you do produce stuff in your kingdom, but unlike Clash of Clans, you can also customize your kingdom and make it all pretty. And I don't know if this will show well on screen, but look at all my little sheeps. You see
Yeah,
them?
I've been
Yeah.
loving like customizing things. Oh, that's so cute.
It is very cute. I like it's like it feeds into the two parts of my brain, which is I can make a cute little kind of village thing, Animal Crossing Found Dead, but I can
Mhm.
also organize all my little buildings perfectly and min max like exactly what I need every day, and I love that. So that's Cookie Run Kingdom.
Yes. Yeah, I want to make like a spooky Halloween kingdom moment.
Yeah, I'm making my little
I've got
graveyard
like
right now.
yes, I've got like a little graveyard and like a little like witchy stuff everywhere. I'm so excited
Yes.
about it. So I'll keep y'all updated, but that's been absolutely like obliterating my life for the
Mhm.
past few days. That and like I want to get my off stream island ready for like obviously like Happy Home Paradise
Right.
and everything. So I've been doing like a massive renovation of the whole island. I'm almost done. I'm almost like moved around everybody's houses and everything. So I'm still working on that. So I'm excited. I'm super excited for that. Do you want to like go around and talk about where everybody can find us and what we're up to?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean
Dex?
that. I thought sorry, I thought we were still going clockwise. I was just saying, yeah, to transition into the next thing.
Right.
Dex, hello.
Like, what do you mean? Hello. We usually go down the line, and then for the
And then
last
we
one, we
go
go
back
up the
up, yeah.
line. Or we go vice versa. Now you switching
Oh
it
my
up on
god.
me? Okay. Well, you can find me at Twitch at Texturalicious. Maybe I'll get around to starting a fucking game this week, but we'll see. You can catch me on Twitter at DexisMS and on YouTube with the VODs and stuff at Dextralicious as well.
Iconic. Koga.
Well, you can find me here on Twitch and Twitter at Koga_Jangles. Hope to be starting again this week as well. Just last week just went very busy, and now there's too many games coming out, so I don't know what I'm
Mhm.
playing. Like
Mm,
it's literally like it's getting to that point to where it's like Back for Blood just came out, but then like Resident Evil 4 in VR is about to come out, but then there's another Mario Party that's about to come out, and I'm like, I mean, my wallet can kind of handle this, but not my time.
right. Yeah.
So, how about you, Lotus?
Well, I do agree. The September to November release schedule is a nightmare. It's also very fun, but
Oh, I
Lord
know.
Almighty, do they release a lot of games then? But you can find me at Lotus Loves Lotus on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Patreon. That is where I reside.
Iconic. I am Linblend. You can find me at most places at Spinblend on things like Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. And on YouTube, you can find me at Lind. I'm uploading at least a couple videos a week. I'm probably gonna be doing a lot of like Animal Crossing stuff, getting Holland ready. I'm doing a big Halloween fashion show at the end of the month, so I'm looking for participants for that. I'm super excited. And yeah, I'm just basically like thriving in the spooky season, the spooky atmosphere. It's my favorite time of year.
And
And I'm doing a big anniversary event at Spin Soap Cafe. I can't believe I almost forgot to mention this.
I am the
Yeah.
Spin Soap Cafe super fan. Please buy the oat milk and agave bar and the Petch Wobbler bars because they are so nice.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. But yeah, it's the 1-year anniversary of my shop opening. I'm doing a big event. Most of the soaps are buy one, get one free. You buy one, you get a second bar, totally free. Love that for you. Love that for me. And I'm also doing a thing where like depending on like how much I get in sales this month, it'll unlock returning bars. So we can unlock past seasonal flavors. You know,
Flavors.
Soaps, not even once.
Don't eat the soap, not even once. You can unlock past seasonal bars. They're also going to be buy one get one. So I'm super excited to celebrate the anniversary, and I'm like super thankful for everybody who's like helped the shop get this far. I'm just like blown away by the support.
Yay.
Yeah, that's what I got going on. Thanks so much for joining us for the podcast, everyone. We appreciate y'all. We're going to be putting this up on YouTube probably either tomorrow, next day, and as well as other podcast services. So look out for that. And in the meantime, have a wonderful week, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Bye.